Good morning. It's a great morning, and we are back in the studio filming another section of For the Sandsport Engage show. We're now going to be taking a look at the hockey, more so the youth hockey, and I'll be joined by a couple of guests. So, starting to my right, we've got Emma Riley. How are you doing, Emma?
Good, thank you, and yourself?
I'm alright. Tanata Mutaro Muswa. How are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm alright. And then finally, on the left, we have got Nathan Davis. How are you doing, Nathan?
Yeah, all good, and yourself?
Alright, so I'm joined by all the Zimbabwe under 21 hockey players, and I'm just going to take them through this section. So, Nate, starting off with you, let's flick back to last year, Egypt.
Yeah.
You guys had a bit of a rough tournament. How was leaving Egypt after a bit of a rough tournament for you guys?
So, yeah, we did have a rough tournament last year. Unfortunately, we came fourth out of fourth, but I think it was a really good learning curve for us, as I haven't seen the men go for any of these under 21s in quite a long time. And my first time being out there, it was a really good eye-opener to see what exactly all of the other countries, all of their strengths and how they played on with the game. So yeah, it was a really good eye-opener for a lot of us. Yeah.
Okay. So that was the Junior Africa Cup, and this year it will be hosted in Namibia. How are you guys feeling? How's the team feeling after last year?
So last year we had a decently old team where a lot of the guys were at least 20. This year around, at the moment, it's a lot of young players still in school, still doing your exams and whatnot for your A-levels and AS. So recently training has slowed down a lot because all of these youngsters are studying for their exams. So yeah, at the moment we're still pushing it along as far as we can go.
And the hopes for this year in Namibia?
So the hopes for this year, we do have higher hopes, as this year there's three teams going through to the World Cup. So we've got a slightly better odds than last year. So yeah, we're really trying to push through to get into one of those top 3 teams out of 6.
Okay, great. And I want to turn back to these lovely young ladies here. So you girls last year as well, we're going to start off last year at Egypt at the Junior Africa Cup. How was that experience for you guys? I'll start with you, Emma.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, I didn't qualify to go to the Junior Africa Cup for Egypt, but I did train as a non-traveling reserve for 6 months. And I found that without that training, I wouldn't be the hockey player I am today, because I've learned so much playing with these girls and all the time put into the hockey. So I think for me, it was a really big learning curve because I was only 16 at the time and still had time to develop as a hockey player.
Okay, that's brilliant. And for you, Tanatwa?
I think same as Emma. I think I did qualify, but it helped me because that was my first ever tournament. Going in, I earned my first caps there. It's definitely an eye-opener because it's out there, they play a different hockey compared to us. You start to realize that statistically these countries are in front compared to hockey, right? But I think it was good. It was good to kind of experience hockey outside of just Zimbabwe, see South Africa playing, and it was nice. It was a good feeling. I mean, we didn't come first, but definitely we'll get them the next time.
So you came second,
Yeah.
and in the finals you lost to South Africa.
Yeah.
This year, when you go to Namibia, is there going to be a bit of a different strategy? How are you guys feeling? Because I'm sure you're going to be looking to this time top South Africa and come first.
I think that's always the plan. Hopefully, I think we could do it if we get into the game, because last year we got into that game in the finals and we had already lost. You know, we're already determined that these guys are better than us, so of course we're going to lose because the game starts before you get onto the pitch. But if we get into this game this year with a better mindset to be like, you know what, guys, they might be better, but I think we could hold them. I think we could do better because last year they only scored in the fourth quarter. The whole game, most of it was 0-0. But then I think we just kind of lost, our cool for a bit, and then they just got a sneaky goal. But I think we could do it. Yeah.
You think you can do it?
Yeah.
And because you came in the top 2, it means you were able to qualify for the Junior World Cup, and you guys travelled to Chile last year in November. Emma, walk us through that experiences, some of the highs and maybe some of the lows of that tournament.
Well, as the youngest player of that team, I felt a lot of pressure at the start. But I think as I grew into the team, it was all about self-belief and believing you're supposed to be there and there's a reason you're there. But I was still writing my ASs at the time of all the training. So trying to juggle both the practices and my education was quite tough because we left for Chile 4 days after my last exam. But early mornings, late nights. But when we went to Chile, at first stepping onto that field playing South Korea in the first match, and it was really an eye-opener. I think Tana can agree. It was terrifying. But you learn your steps and your place in the team. And I mean, some of these girls we played, the Argentinians who just won bronze at the Olympics, that experience, I think, really turned your hockey in a completely new direction. Because I wouldn't have been able to play how I had this year in my Chizzy hockey team if I hadn't gone to Chile, or played how I did at the under-18 series if I hadn't gone to Chile. So I think it's all about character development and all about how that experience will turn you to a completely different player. Even not even just the tournament, but the practices and the training camps, playing alongside all these great hockey players, playing against all these great hockey players. Yeah, it really develops your skills, matures you as a player, and yeah.
And so obviously we focus back to this year, the Junior Africa Cup. Now, Emma, I know you've herniated one of your discs, so you are unable to train. But for you, Tanatswa, how is the training going? Is the team moving and progressing to where it needs to be? How's it going, the training?
I think the training is going good. I wish we could get some more camps in, but like what Nate said, we have a lot of young players this year. Most of them under 18s, they're still in school. So they have to focus on school. I think that's always a priority. So even if we do have training sessions, the quantity and the numbers that are there, it's maybe 5 people solely because people are studying. So I think we're not where we want to be solely because the numbers they're not really matching. But I think we could get there if we have a serious training session, maybe 2 weeks prior before we leave. I think we could get to where we want to be.
Yeah. And Emma, you spoke on trying to juggle AS, writing exams and studying, also trying to be a national hockey player. How were you able to juggle that? You said you left 4 days for Chile after your last exam. How were you able to juggle both of those lifestyles?
I think, going through high school, what I've taught with the amount of sport I've played is time management. And I think before I'd go to a hockey training on the day, I'd wake up at 4 o'clock to do some work, and for 2 hours, and then after I'd come back, maybe sleep, and then do some more work. So it was all about, we have 24 hours in a day, so you just section them out, hockey for some, resting for some, studying for some. But yeah, it was very tiring and very taxing. But I'm lucky I did get a break during December to come back and then play for the national ladies.
All right. And don't worry, Ned, I haven't quite forgotten about you just yet. We're speaking about the training and going into the Junior Africa Cup for this year. Do you guys also feel like you're progressing? How is the team cohesion? How are you guys progressing as a team?
Yeah, so to advance on your team bonding, so a lot of the guys have been playing with each other and against each other from school. So the team bonding is definitely there. We are really, really strong together. And for the training, we are pushing as hard as we can do, getting our fitness up, getting our drills in the day. And then, like Emma was saying, we still also have to make time for studying and all of that. So yeah, we're definitely progressing as a team. Not as much recently due to the exams and whatnot. But yeah, we're still pushing along.
Yes, well, thank you guys for being on set today in the studio and taking time out of your days. We've had some representatives from the under-21 hockeys, from the boys team and the girls team. We're going to be wishing you all the best in the world for the Junior Africa Cup. Emma, we hope you get better and make a swift recovery. Well, we've had the Zimbabwe under-21 youth hockey players joining us. They're going to be playing in the Junior Africa Cup in Namibia, but they need your help financially, but also just word of mouth, supporting them, sponsoring them, anywhere that you can help. But when we come back, we're going to be talking with the Zim men's hockey coach and one of the Zim officials from the hockey side. It's the Sound Sport Engage Show.